Yo, Bo, welcome to another episode of In the Life of MightyFan, and little vid here on kind of letting things sit in my eBay cart, and I have too much on there, so it's no, I don't go after everything at once. I kind of pick and choose, but sometimes I'll put things in my eBay cart that are like just as a reminder, yo, dope, this is what you want to go after first, and then they still kind of sit there for a while. But that's my little process, and I reminded of the Rick Barry All Star jersey, which I was able to coop last year thanks to my good buddy Slim, and I let that thing sit and sit and sit and sit and sit, and Top Shelf Thrift Kicks had it for a while. He was selling it, and just let it sit, let it sit, let it sit. Oh, next month I'll get it. Next month I'll get it. Then, of course, it's sold before I can get it. I've since acquired it to the chagrin of Rez. But it is one I had to have. It was a Grail jersey. And, I call it a Grail jersey, and I let it sit. So I guess, I don't know. Grail is something that's more harder to find, and when you find it, you go after it right away, right? So maybe it wasn't like quite the Grail because I had a chance to get it and I never did. But this one was sitting in my cart for quite a while. There's a few others on eBay that have been on my watch list too, though this one was the cheapest option. And I did open the bag slightly because good old UPS, shout to Ups. So because I didn't know exactly if this was what this was. I also got a Jordan tank top, Nike Air, Jordan Air, a Jumpman or whatever you want to call it, tank top. So I didn't know which one it was, so I peeked in the bag quick before I actually started. Because I'd be like, oh, this is the jersey I've been waiting on. And I open the bag, it's a Jordan tank top. Like, well, it's kind of like a jersey, but same kind of principle, but not quite there. So this is just one of those mysteries of life for me. I don't know why I didn't get this sooner. Not just this one, although this one was sitting in my eBay cart for forever and a day. It's just one of those weird, why didn't I already have this in the collection jerseys? And like I said, there's like multiple on my eBay list. I think there's at least another 2. And this one was sitting in my cart for quite a while. And it it doesn't quite complete the set of this player's jerseys, but it completes the Super Bowl set because I got the 99 Super Bowl jersey prior to this one. I always thought I would get this one first, and I didn't. And I got his second, basically his retirement game jersey before I got this one. So some of you might already know what it is, but we're going to open it up. And we have the Broncos, who yet again rebranded their uniforms this season for this upcoming season. But we got the Elway Super Bowl Broncos jersey, basically the helicopter jersey, is that play in the Super Bowl where he kind of, he ran into a few packages and helicoptered around. But of course, it was Elway's first Super Bowl title, the Broncos' first Super Bowl championship, and of course now they have 3. Elway was part of 2 of them. 1998, 97. I'm sorry, you have the wrong year. 97 is your year. So then the white one would be the 98. I get the years confused. It's just when you start getting into your, starting to get into the late 40s and whatever. So it's gonna happen. But there it is. 97 John Elway, his first Super Bowl title. Of course, it came against Mr. Favor and the Green Bay Packers. Reggie White, of course, was on that team too. Even though they lost that Super Bowl, it would be cool if Mitchell and Ness made those jerseys. They have the rights to both of those players, so if they made a Brett Favre and Reggie White Super Bowl jersey, and even though it's a losing Super Bowl, but still, they've made losing Super Bowl jerseys in the past, so why not, right? They have, right? I'm pretty sure they have. If I misspoke, I misspoke again. I'm going to be 46 in August, so Um, but yeah, Elway 7 right there. Beautiful jersey. I always liked this style for the Broncos. Like I was a fan of it like from the time they started wearing these. And of course it's just ironic. The first year they wear these, they win their first ever Super Bowl, right? Like, sometimes it's all in the uniform. Although the Orange Crest jerseys are beautiful. I still love those jerseys. I'm glad to be hearing they're going to be wearing them as a throwback this year. So, you just gotta keep. Sometimes a classic never goes out of style. But this was a very unique look for the Broncos for those years. It was a kind of a dynamic change to their look, and then they went ahead and won the Super Bowl. They said, you know what, we might as well. I mean, and then they won, of course, the next year in the white jersey version of this against the Dirty Birds. Which forever and a day I'll always say, I just wish the Vikings would have won that game. And it could have been the Broncos and that would have been such a better game. All due respect to the Falcons, but that was a terrible game. Darn it, Minnesota, Jake. Damn it, your Vikings should have won that damn game, Jake. It would have been a better Super Bowl that year. But it is what it is. Of course, Cunningham would have been in it. It would have been awesome, but it is what it is. Anyhow, John Elway, 1997, 7, Denver Broncos Super Bowl champion jersey, and of course the first of 2 in the great Hall of Famer's career. There's more in this video though. With the magic of editing, we're gonna edit this one away. So I had this. I started using this program that I haven't used before at work, and the other day I have to one of the things I have to make one of the things I do is take care of our vendor invoices, and I was trying to figure out how to find the original invoice so that I can plug in the numbers that had to be plugged in, the coding, for different prices of stuff, and I didn't know, so I reached out to the team involved with this program at work via email, and it was about, late morning, and I'm like, well, I might not hear back until the afternoon or maybe even till the next day. And I just started, playing around. I started clicking on different things, and I clicked on one of the options, and boom, the invoice the original invoice popped up like next. And it was just one of those oh my moments, and the old saying is so true. Sometimes you just learn by doing. And that was the truth. That's the honest to God truth about things, And the same thing applies to anything in life, whether you're collecting, this is the same thing, we all continue to learn as we go. And one of the things that I had to learn as I go is how to what's the best I could do to be able to collect and not put myself in real, financial peril, because it would be easy to do. As we know, there's so much out there. I mean, these companies keep popping this stuff out or looking for older stuff. There's just so much, and it's overwhelming. It's a really overwhelming deal. And just as I showed with that Elway jersey, I mean, that thing's been on my hit list for a long time. And as I said, I don't know why why I didn't own it sooner. I mean, I know why I didn't own it sooner, because I kept going after other things instead. It used to be at the flagship store. They used to have it there. And I would go there for sales, and I would be like, okay, well, let me knock off that, that Elway Super Bowl jersey. And, I would be in there, and all of a sudden you just get lost. You get lost in just tons of jerseys everywhere, and everything's on sale. And it's like, the intentions of getting, 1 or 2 particular jerseys turn into other things because I wasn't expecting to see this, boom, 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 So, that jersey's no longer available in the store as the time went on. And then it was like, okay, well, it's online, and you have like this safety net. You feel like, oh, it's online, I can get it on there sometime, or they'll reissue it, no big deal. It got to the point where, it sold out online. Wasn't really available anywhere else. And then you're at the mercy of the secondary markets like eBay. And of course, it's on there. There's a few of them on there. So I'm putting them on my list. And the one, ones I'm seeing in my size pop up. And I'm putting them on my list and my cart. This one has been on my cart. My God, I can't even tell you how long that thing's been on my cart. It had to have been over a year, maybe two. It's just been sitting there and sitting there and sitting there. And it just got to the point where I'm like, it's like you have to, the old saying is you have to choose your battles. And there's just so much. I have too much in my cart. I have too much on my list. It's a lot of it that I keep on there just as like a reminder that, yeah, even if it's not today, at some point I would like to knock this one off. Whether it's a jersey or a hat even. Or something else, maybe a figure, some sort of McFarlane figure or something like that of a player that I watched growing up or what have you, or a Philly team, something, tchotchke of some sort. And so I'm like, this darn, Elway's been sitting there, and I keep kind of glossing over it, and then it got to the point where I'm like, you know what? I mean, it's the cheapest one here. It fits in the price range I want to spend right now. Why don't I just do it? There's always that paying for, so which is back on eBay, if I didn't mention that before, which is now an option again on eBay, I should say. For a time there it wasn't. I don't know what happened, but probably just a temporary glitch. So went ahead and grabbed it, and happy I did, because like I said, there's of the Elway jerseys, I think I have. The only one I don't have the Pro Bowl, and I don't have the 94 Orange Crush one with the 75th, but I have the other 75ths, the throwback Broncos. I have the home and away for those. I have, the 80s I got from Rez. Shout out to Rez. I got like a bunch of them. I don't know why. I have a lot of John Elway jerseys. I couldn't even tell you, just because I like the look of the jersey. I liked Elway. I wasn't like a super fan or something, but I liked him growing up. But I have all these Marino jerseys. The Dolphin jerseys just always pop. So, and Marino's the most made player, of course. For rightfully so. So they're all the Marino jerseys. I got all these Elway jerseys. But that Super Bowl one, his first Super Bowl, probably the most, if you would say the most meaningful Elway jersey, is probably that one. And that one I didn't have. And it was like, it's right there. I could get it. And other things kept popping up. Other things happened. Like I said, that jersey's been in my cart for, it had to have been at least over a year, maybe two. Just sitting there saying, well, what are we doing? So I'm glad I picked it up. It was the cheapest one available. Really got a good deal on it. So I'm glad it's in the fold now. It will be with the other Elways. It's nice to be a part of the collection, but it's a reminder that there's so much out there, and you're not going to hit on everything. No one does. I don't. No one does. There's always going to be things that are missing from the collection, and that's okay. You learn to deal with it as the years roll on. But that's just one of those examples of something that was sitting for a very long time, and I guess I lucked out with it. It could have sold at any moment, and that would have been okay. It would. Hey, look, I had so many chances to get it, I didn't, and luckily it worked out for me that I was able to get it. But and there's others sitting on that now I have to take off the watch list because I have it now. I would have had to pay a bit more for it. I would have gotten it eventually. But it is what it is. That was kind of but that's one of those learn by doing, and sometimes, the biggest thing, and the biggest thing that I think is the biggest challenge in all of this in collecting is to balance that, that collecting with, finances. and that's the biggest balance, and I'm still trying to learn it. I'm still trying to, get to that what I would consider the perfect point of it. And I've gotten a bit better. I mean, believe it or not, I know I do all these pickup vids and whatever, but I've gotten a little better at balancing it. And but it's still that quest to find that perfect harmony of the two things. And I don't know, maybe there isn't a perfect harmony. I have no idea, but I mean, I'm in the dark right now because it's part of the. Yeah, I do have lights. Right now, they're just not on. But to keep the lights on and to keep the cable going and to keep the living situation what it is, there are bills to pay. So there's that balance of paying the regular bills and trying to acquire some new additions for the collection. So it's a never ending quest to find that perfect harmony. And we're just gonna try to get there one step at a time. But yeah, I'm glad to have gotten that though. I honestly, it is one of those jerseys that was just a mystery of life. I guess the other one that's kind of a mystery of life is speaking of '94, the '94 throwback Acme Packers Brett Favre. I don't know why I don't have that one yet. Eventually. Yes, there is one in my cart to go after at some point. I don't know when. Not today. Not tomorrow, but at some point. But that's another one of those. I don't know. I have no. I don't know why it's not with the Packer jerseys right now. I have no idea. I didn't buy it. That's why. But it is on my list. It's one of those other ones that have that's been kind of lingering. And at some point, I'll probably grab it. It's a hideous, gaudy jersey, so I don't know why. It's just weird that one hasn't happened. Anyhow, is what it is. Like, look at this out there. It must be close to the weekend because we're going to be rainy and gloomy and cold. That's the type of weather pattern we've been in here the last couple of weeks, like Seattle. I don't know why. Every weekend, it's like the weather Mother Nature just knows when the weekend's coming. Here comes some more cold weather and rain and wetness, and this is like a moment where I need to send a cinematographer to do like the slow motion shot of the water drops hitting the branches out there. But that's YouTube money I don't have. So here we are. This room, excuse me, this room, don't need the fan right now. Oh, trying to turn it off. There it is. It's a little too cold for the fan today, I think. See, it's like the weather knew. As soon as I start turning the fans on upstairs, now we're gonna have times where it's gonna not even hit. Like it's gonna be in the low 60s outside and cold and rainy, and yeah, I was a little premature with the turning on the fan, I guess. Nope. I thought if it was still spinning around, I thought maybe it was on like the lowest setting or something. There, now I know it's off for sure. It's going to take a while though to stop spinning. But anyhow, as I was saying before I got distracted by the fan, so this is the room in the house. So this is the basketball room, right? So as you can see, this is the room in my house that I have my most viewed YouTube video on my channel. The video that went viral was me back in, 2020? I think it was around COVID, showing all of my newer run NBA Mitchell & Ness jerseys. And And that video got in the algorithm somehow with YouTube, and it's got like 23,000, I think last I checked, between 23 and 24,000 views. And yeah, it's just me showing like the newer run, jerseys. And that's just how, it's just one of those things you just never know sometimes. What could get in the algorithm of YouTube. And I'm not complaining about it or anything, don't get me wrong. I mean, I'm not a partner. I'm not making any money off of this stuff. So I guess that's the one video that, well, maybe if I was, that would have been okay. But like, it was crazy. It's like, even like to this day, I'll go back and look, and it's like, my goodness. Craziness. But yeah, it was it was in this room, standing in front of this rack, showing them one by one. Here's the next one. Here's the next one. Crazy. Why am I up here? Well, I'm up here because, I mean, why wouldn't you be? This is another room of goodness. So I know, like, it's been asked to me, like, in the past, like, I know Slim asked me, do I ever, like, just look in one of these rooms and still go, oh my God, I own all this. How do I have, how was I able to acquire all this, like, have those like wow moments, and every day, yeah, it's no, it's one of those things where it's like, I guess, like, as the owner of it, I don't really realize it, it's a humbling thing because I am still reminded of the me that was standing there at the old Mitchell & Ness flagship store on Chestnut Street, surrounded by these jerseys on circular racks, looking at these things going, man, how am I ever going to own one, let alone have a freaking, how many rooms full of these things, right? But it just goes to show, I mean, it's just time and patience and collecting and being persistent with it. And I'm not a rich person, by any means, but, I was able to amass this collection because it's just that passion. It doesn't leave. It's there. It's always looking for that next item. It's an unquenching thirst. It's it is a point of pride, but it's just one of those things that just I even don't even know how to quite describe it. It's what drives me. It's that fuel, and but I don't really realize it. I mean, I'm proud of what I have. I've always said I'm a humble collector. I don't do it to show off or be flashy or, oh, look at me, I have the best collection. I never do that because for me it's my personal love, and I know it's a love that a lot of fellow Jersey heads have, but I can only speak for me. It's a love. It's just this is part of me. This is what I do, and I don't really, it's hard because it's not really that moment where you realize it. When I realize it, it's like when other people have the reaction. I've had lots of different Jersey heads here at the Mighty Kingdom, other people, maybe even some friends of theirs or whatever, and when they look at it, they see all the jerseys and the eyes and oh my, it's like all those moments, right? It's like, oh, didn't realize you had this one or that one, and I think that's when you start to realize it. It's like, you kind of react to the reactions of others. And, seeing other people's reactions to the collection is something that is it kind of is like that like moment of, maybe I have, really achieved something here, I mean, it's just one of those things. It's then you start to realize, I've done okay, over the years. But to me, it's not about the quantity of it. It's just that it's just proof that you can achieve something if you just put your mind to it, and you're stick to it to it. My buddy Slim, shout out to him again. I know he's been taking these walks every day, and today's day 80 for him, and I'm always happy to tell him, oh, it's day 80. I send him a little Jerry Rice gift, and he's kept at it for 80 straight days. And that's amazing for him, and he's done so good. And even like the day that was recently, just where he was he was sick, he wasn't feeling good. And I even told him, I said, yeah, it's all right if you want to, miss a day. It's understandable. He still got out there, and to keep the streak going, And he said he felt like shit after, but it's just you never know what's going to drive you. And it could be something like trying for, just doing some sort of a streak, like the walk streak for him, or for me, it's the collection and collecting. It's always been collecting. But it's just, can I explain it? Can I really come into this room today or any other day and just kind of look around and marvel at it? I mean, I can, but even to me, it's not like I'm awestruck with the fact that I was able to do this, to have. I would have been awestruck if I just had a rack of jerseys. That first day when I was in that store, seeing those price tags, I didn't think there was any chance. And that was to own one. And here I am now with, rooms full of these things. A lot of Mitchell & Ness and a lot of non-Mitchell & Ness, but just room full of things that I just at one point never thought I would be able to just get one. But it's just that it's that drive. It's that, finding different ways, finding deals, finding, and literally everything on these racks. I mean, I might be able to count less than two hand fingers worth of how many jerseys I've actually spent retail on. And some of those jerseys just never went on sale, like Jordan jerseys or what have you, right? But most of these is all found deals on eBay, found, fellow jersey heads, other places, Poshmark, Macari, sales at Mitchell & Ness, sales on Fanatics, sales on other sites, And so realistically, the days of paying retail, and stores might not want to hear this, but for most things, you don't have to. You just have to be patient and wait. Now, sometimes you might miss out on something if it sells out quick, but there's always ways to be had, at paying less than retail for stuff. But so, yeah. So these rooms are special to me because it's a big part of me that are in these rooms. This jersey collection, these hats, this is part of me. This is who I am, this is what I love to do. And, to display it the way I do, it means a lot to me to come in here and see these things. Do I come in here every day? Do I come in every day and look around? No, I don't. Maybe once in a while if I'm putting something here or, getting a jersey to wear or, doing a video or something. But it's the collection is part of me. And I think that's what means the most to me, But anyhow, speaking of the collection, I do have the one here that I don't think I showed so far on YouTube. I know Rez might not be too pleased with this, but Rez, you're going to have to... This is just motivation for you. Okay? So thanks to Slim, I was able to acquire this. I think this was last year. And here's the Rick Barry All-Star, circa 1960... Oh, God. Yeah, 66, 67. There it is. Beautiful jersey in the design that the Warriors wore. Of course, famously the cable car design that they wore those years ago. And, of course, they hosted that All-Star game. I'm actually surprised Rez doesn't already have one of these in his collection. How many Warriors stuff he has. But And there's the 24. No name, of course, on the back. No cable car on the back, but just the 24. It's all heat pressed also. Nothing is stitched on this jersey besides the jock tags on the bottom. But there you see it, All-Star Game 1966-67. The Jerry the Rick Barry West. I seen West, so I have West on the mind. The Rick Barry West All-Star Game. I do have the Jerry West that has West on the front and on the his name on the back. I think that's one of the more interesting All-Star jerseys. But yes, the Rick Barry 66-67 All-Star Game number 24. Beautiful piece. Rez, I know some year you're going to get it. You know, you just, like I said, man, it's all about persistence, and that's what it was with this jersey too. I mean, I let that one sit on eBay for way too long, and I missed out on it. And I know Rez was nice enough to try to help me get one a bit back, and it was through a seller on OfferUp, and the seller didn't, ended up, I guess, flaking or whatever it was, and wasn't able to get the deal done. But I appreciate that, Rez. I do appreciate you trying to help me out for it, those years ago. But Slim moved his to me, and again, thank you, fam. I really appreciate it as always. It is one of those jerseys that it had slipped away from me for quite a few times, and it was one of those that was kind of getting to be a bit of a nuisance. And how many different ways am I going to lose out on it? But, I was able to finally acquire it. Jersey Head OCD, I have to make sure they're correctly put in there. But it is a, it's just an example of, you just got to never give up the hope and always, keep striving for that next item. As hard as some of these can be to acquire, you just gotta keep it up. You gotta never say never. That's the old saying. So there it is. And Jake, the Wolves are doing pretty good. I actually got this earlier in the year, the Nike Throwback Wolves style. The Wolves are 2 wins away from going to a Western Finals now. So I got the Ant-Man right there. I don't think I ever showed this one either. Anthony Edwards, swingman. But there's the Ant-Man, his throwback. I love that old. I've always been a fan of that style for the Wolves. So when they wore it as a throwback, I had to grab one. Kind of wish they would just wear those. I don't like their current stuff. That just bring that back. Just. Or do something like similar, even what they did for like the mixtape jersey, to go with that. That would be hot if they wore that as like a normal jersey. Oh yeah, but shout out to the Wolves, man. I like I said, I've liked the Wolves for many years. It's one of my favorite animals, so I kind of gravitated towards the team, and I have a decent amount of Wolves items in the collection. I got the jerseys, the hats, the shoot-around jacket, shorts, swingman shorts. I think I got a hoodie with the old logo. I got a T-shirt with the old logo on there. So my Sixers are out. So I guess I gotta hitch my wagon to the Wolves now, right? But it's nice to see them doing good. And Ant-Man is certainly putting on quite a show in the playoffs. But yeah, so we move on in this weekend. I'm going to see if I can't do a vlog for like the weekend and edit it together and piece it together. We'll see. No guarantee, but we'll see. Oh, look who got a haircut. Yes, the magic of editing in this video, you get to see the before and after. So I got a haircut yesterday. It's Saturday. Today's Mother's Day. Sunday, so happy Mother's Day to all the moms out there, including my own. I'm going to be seeing her a little later today, and she's doing good, and look forward to spending a little time with her. And so it's been a pretty decent weekend here. I did show the Elway jersey, which I was able to acquire. There was a jersey I missed out on, which was been on my my watch list for, well, not my in my eBay cart for, I guess about 2 3 weeks, and so instead of going after that jersey, I did take advantage. Mitchell and Ness recently did a 40% off deal, and I didn't know if I was going to do anything or not with it. At first, I'm like, I think I'm okay. And then the more you know how it is, the life of a jersey head. You keep thinking about it, ho humming, and so they did an authentic sale, which was a really, 40% for an authentic, off an authentic jersey is a pretty good deal. So I'm like, okay, well, I kind of hemmed and hawed about it, and I remembered they had that John Lynch Tampa Bay Buccaneers creamsicle jersey, and it's the only of the creamsicle authentics that I don't own, and that's one that came out last year, I believe, because they brought back the Hardy Nickerson, and they made a John Lynch for the first time. They made his creamsicle in legacy form, but this, of course, being the authentic, so everything's pressed on, all the numbers and letters, and it has that Mr. C memorial on the sleeve, so that's pretty cool. And I have the Hardy. I have the old run. Well, old run. It's I guess one of the early China runs that came out when they swapped out when they switched over. But I have the Hardy Nickerson, beautiful jersey. It's still one of my favorite Buccaneers jerseys in the collection. I think my favorite one is still the Steve Young because of that patch. I'm just such a sucker for extras. But the Hardy's right up there. I mean, that Mr. C, on the sleeve pops on there. So they made a Lynch, and so I'm like, all right, well, that's the only one I don't own. It's been on my hit list, so I'm like, all right, well, that's not too bad. I can grab it, and there's the old paying for because it was online with PayPal. So I got that coming in the mail at some point. I just got the shipping notice a couple days ago, so it'll probably be here early this week. And again, making decisions, trying to figure out, okay, what do I want to do more? So I took advantage of the sale, and I grabbed that Elway. And so I missed out on the jersey it sold yesterday, I believe, off of my cart. And it was the Terry Bradshaw, the Steelers, I guess the newer China run of it. So it has the spread out lettering on the back for his name. But I have the original run of it. And you talk about, okay, what would I rather have? And I don't have a John Lynch jersey, and I've wanted that Elway for a while, so I kind of chose those two. And I figured the Bradshaw's probably going to move at some point, but maybe I'll find it again. It's online, but it's not in my size. So Mitchell and Ness has it, but they're all mediums at this point. But the only reason I really like the new run is because the lettering is spread out, and for whatever reason, Terry was the only Steeler that had his name like that. So the original run, I guess if you want to say Peter got it wrong, I mean the name is kind of regular on the back, not spread out lettering. And again, Terry was the only one who had the name on his back the way it was. So Mitchell and Ness, when they redid it some years ago, they did it correct with the spread out, lettering for Bradshaw on the back. And that's the only really reason I like that jersey. I know Slim got his old version of it sent out somewhere to have it corrected. I mean, that's always an option for me too, but I don't know. That's it's weird with me, it's like if I have a jersey, even if there's something wrong that could be fixed, just because it's the original, I just want to keep it the way it is. It's like that old, the Jordan All-Star jersey. What was it? The 96, I think, All-Star, where they got the All-Star game in San Antonio, where they got had the upside down 2 on the back. But it was the original run of it. So when I got it, pretty cheap after the newer version of it came out with the corrected 2 on the back, I got the newer run first, and I got the old run because the old run was being sold by a seller who dramatically dropped the price. And I'll always remember the story of it because, he had it up there for a pretty penny. This is before the new run came out. And I made him a fair offer. I think it was like four, at the time, what I figured was a fair offer for it above retail. I think I offered him like 400 or 450 or whatever it was. And the guy shot me down and he wrote some sort of thing like, oh, low ball, whatever, blah, blah, blah. And I sent him a message like, yo, I mean, honestly, I'm not trying to the low ball. I said, this jersey's a nice jersey, but I know Mitchell Ness. And at the time, I didn't know they were going to be reissuing it very soon. I said, and I know that they know what sells, and Jordan sells. So it's only a matter of time before this jersey gets put out again and with the corrected to on the back, because it's a hot jersey. It's a big seller. I'm sure they know it will sell. And lo and behold, like literally about a month later, the jersey got reissued. And the guy, like, I wish I saw his face when that jersey got reissued. He must have had some egg on his face, because not only did he lower the price, but he lowered it below retail. So he would have gotten about 450 or 5. I forget what it was. It was somewhere between 4 and 500. I think I offered him for it, because at the time it was a very rare jersey, and I wanted it for the Jordan collection. And he turned me down, and he kind of threw it in my face or whatever. And I'm sure he was very pleased when I I purchased it from him. And he must have like chagrinedly like put it in the package and sent it off like, yeah, you were right. Here you go. MightyFan won that day. I really wish I could have seen his face. That would have been priceless. Like I didn't even say anything. I didn't write anything. I purchased the jersey, and I so much wanted to say, "Told you so." But I figured, you know what? I don't know. He has to send this to me, and I don't want some, some problems or something. So I'm not even going to say anything. I'm just going to buy the jersey, and so I have both runs of it. But I keep the originals original. Like I don't. Even if it's a little tweak, I kind of just want to keep it as is, because that's how it was made. If it was a mistake, it was a mistake. But that's how the jersey was, and I just, I want to kind of keep them that way, So the Bradshaw, even though I have the same damn jersey, someday I would like to get the newer one with the spread out lettering on the back for Bradshaw. I don't know. It's one of those things I like, and it's just, I don't want to do it with my original run of it, so someday. I don't know when. But eventually another one will pop up on eBay, or there might be another source where it comes out, or Mitchell Ness reissues it. Or restocks, I should say. You just never know with these things. But so yeah, the Bradshaw got away, but the way I look at it, I basically got 2 other jerseys. Wasn't able to get Bradshaw. I already have a Bradshaw basically, so I'm not that torn up about it. But again, that's all the decision making. Look, the old me probably would have gotten all 3. But again, it's a financial thing. It's, I'm trying to not, get in those type of habits, because I'm only going to put myself in jeopardy, and I don't want to do that. So, you got to pick and choose. It's like I said before, you got to choose your battles in these things. And, my way of thinking is eventually another Bradshaw is going to come along and I can grab it, if I can at that time. And I was able to knock off an Elway that's been on my freaking hit list forever. And a nice John Lynch creamsicle. You can never have too many creamsicles, I can hear Throwback King. How many creamsicles do you need? I have them all now. All the authentics. I don't have the legacy line ones. I kind of do want the Allstott and the Brooks, just to kind of say I have them all, every player, but eventually, maybe there'll be another sale or something, or, I can always find a deal on Fanatics or something as long as they still have them. But at some point, I would like to see them do authentics of those, and knowing that they still have those players' rights, they might, and that's part of the reason why I'm kind of holding off on the legacy lines. I held off on the Lynch, and then they made the authentic. So I'm like, eventually they're probably going to make an authentic Allstott, and eventually they're going to probably make an authentic Brooks, the rookie jerseys. They made SAP years ago. Eventually, they're probably going to do it, and then it's like, well, I got the legacy, I want those authentics. All due respect to the legacies, as we know, I don't mind getting swingmans if I have to, but Those creamsicles are so damn nice, man. So, anyhow, that's probably going to do it for this video. I did a little, kind of three-parter editing this up. Just thought do something a little different than the norm. But, you all take care. And thanks as always for all the support to the channel. And what do you always got to do, right? You got to leave those likes. Like it up, right? You got to make sure to subscribe if you haven't already done so, and hit the bell icon so you're notified to all future content from yours truly. You just never know. You never know what's going to happen or who's going to show up in these. Oh no. Uh-oh, it's festive. Festive? What, you heard creamsicles or something? You're getting a little hungry? Huh? Uh-oh. Festive's looking for Slim. Oh. Slim you can never see enough Festive, Slim. No, Festive, see, now you're in the way. Festive, what are you trying to be, a camera hog here? What's going on here? Huh? Yes, I know. Yeah, I know. Festive had some eggs and chicken earlier. There was a breakfast burrito. My goodness, Festive. Honors and privileges on this Mother's Day. But anyhow, that's going to do it for here, for real. And I'm in the recliner. I'm probably going to fall asleep at some point, although I do have to visit my mom later. So I hope that doesn't happen beforehand. I'm reclined now, so that could happen at any moment. But y'all, thanks for watching as always, and I will see you around the channel. I'll probably have another video out pretty soon. Like I said, once that Lynch comes in the mail, I'll probably do a Mitchell and Ness unbagging for that one. So be on the lookout for that. And, as always, I will see you around. Again, happy Mother's Day to all the moms out there, including my own. And everyone take care. All right.